Hey everybody, how's it going? It's your boy Berserk Boy here from the Anime Tree, and today we're going to be talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender. More specifically, who is the best avatar in the show. Now guys, when we talk about the best avatar, it's very subjective, so it's not really going to be personal opinion. It's really going to be more about looking at a couple categories and then deciding how they fit in the categories. So I guess that's kind of personal opinion, but it's really more of not saying which one's my favorite, but which one fulfilled the categories best. So before we even get into the video, let's go over the categories. We're going to be judging these avatars based on their bending skills, how good they were as a bender, were they struggling with certain elements, were they able to master all the elements with ease, all that stuff. Now, how balanced was the world when they lived in? That's another category we're going to be looking at. Was the world, at peace, or was there a lot of hostility and strife? We'll figure that out. And last but not least, we're going to talk about the avatar's duties. Were they able to put their job as the avatar over their personal ideas and beliefs? So those are going to be the three categories that we talk about. So now we got all of those categories out of the way, let's jump right in with the first avatar ever, Avatar 1. Now, in terms of Avatar 1's bending skills, he was the first to master all of the elements by himself because he really didn't have any teachers. Yeah, he had the lion turtles, which he got, the elements from, but in terms of actually mastering them, it was really all him. So I gotta give him a 10 because, come on, doing that's kind of crazy. No one to teach you, you have to figure it out all by yourself. Yeah, that deserves mad props. Now, the world wasn't perfect during this time, as many people were poor, and he actually did help out by stealing and giving to poor, which I'm not trying to promote stealing, but Robin Hood. But basically, with spirits and humans living side by side, it really wasn't too bad. Yeah, there was a battle with Rava and Vatu, but they were pretty equal, so it wasn't too big of a threat. Now, Juan went out of his way to make sure that Rava was able to stop Vatu. I mean, he accidentally freed Vatu from, the Rava and Vatu fight, and he greatly regretted it, so he basically made up for it and allowed Rava to basically fuse with him, and he basically became the first ever avatar. However, at the end of his life, he did state that he was unable to bring balance to the world. Even so, he put all of his effort into doing it, so I'd say we cut the guy some slack, and we'll give him an A as well. I mean, he was the first ever avatar, so you can't expect him to be perfect. Now, since these grades are out of 30, Juan is going to score a 26, so let's see if anybody can top him. Next, we have one of my favorite avatars, Avatar Yang Chen. Now, Yang Chen was an air nomad from the Western Air Temple centuries after Avatar 1. Her personality was that of any air nomad. Calm, collective, kind, but yet ambitious. She really wanted to see the value of all life. She wanted to explore and figure out what it truly meant to be alive in this world. Now, Yang Chen was extremely powerful when it came to being an airbender, of course. Obviously, it makes sense because she is an air nomad. But she was able to master most of the elements as well with little to no problem, earning her a solid 9 out of 10 in the bend department. Now, although there was a conflict with Yang Chen and, this one spirit, Yang Chen was able to solve this conflict pretty quickly and keep balance for an entire generation after her death. So she gets a 9 in this department. Yang Chen understood that she had to forfeit her air nomad traditions in order to become the avatar, so she definitely excels in this category. We'll give her a 9.5 out of 10. So her final score is 27.5 out of 30. Juan, Yang Chen has you beat. Let's see if anyone else can catch up. Next up, we have the chill avatar Kurak. A little bit too chill, I might say. Now, he was the avatar of the Northern Water Tribe, and he was pretty carefree, kind of arrogant, thought he was a man, tough guy, right? All that stuff. But that personality is what lost him his wife. But that being said, it was emphasized that he was a very powerful bender. Even powerful enough to cause a tsunami with his water bending. So there is no doubt about it that he was very powerful. Give him a 9 out of 10 for that. Now, was the world in balance when he was the avatar? Yes, but this becomes tricky because he didn't really play a major role in the world peace. It was more of, Yang Chen's aftermath. Nonetheless, we'll give him a 7 out of 10 because, he can't really control what the previous avatar did, but at the same time, didn't really do much to keep the world in check. So I think a 7 out of 10 is sufficient. Now, putting the world first was not something Kurak did, so I gotta give him a 5 out of 10 for that, which gives him a total of 21 out of 30. Yeah, Kurak wasn't the best avatar, and he died at a young age of only 33, so unfortunately, he wasn't able to be the best he could be. But let's move on to Avatar Kyoshi, another one of my favorites. Kyoshi was a bad girl. She wasn't playing around. No games. Not at all. She made sure that things got done. Not only that, but she was a very powerful bender. My girl basically formed Kyoshi Island with a combination of earth bending, lava bending, and air bending. I think she deserves a 10 for bending, no doubt. She was also able to keep balance to the world by killing Chin the Conqueror, who was an earthbending warlord who basically wanted to overthrow the Earth Kingdom and stuff. And after she did that, it was all rainbows and sunshine for the world for over 230 years. Amazing, right? However, she was responsible for the creation of the Dai Li, so I gotta give her a 9 and not a 10. Now, in terms of her role as an avatar, I think it's pretty clear that she was willing to do whatever it took to keep balance, so she deserves a 10 for that. 29 out of 30. Sorry, Yang Chen, but it looks like Kiyoshi got you beat. But let's continue on. Maybe somebody can rival Kiyoshi. Roku, the next avatar, was from the Fire Nation, and he was best friends with Prince Sozin, who then became Fire Lord Sozin. Now, Roku was a pretty great bender. He traveled around the world, learning from the different bending masters, and he made a lot of friends along the way, and he became pretty good in all the elements. So I'd say he's about a 9 when it comes to bending. Now, the world was fine during his rule, of course, until Fire Lord Sozin began his plot to expand the Fire Nation to other territories. Now, this leads to his role as the avatar, and I think we can just grade these two at the same time because of how well they intertwine. Roku was unable to hurt or kill Sozin due to their previous friendship. He actually even says in the episode that I'm sparing you because of our previous friendship. So there was that. But that ended up letting Sozin betray Roku later on in life, and basically Sozin used the power of the comet to wipe out the air nomads. Now, Roku, I like you. I really do, and you were great help to Aang, but that's pretty bad, letting that happen. So I gotta give you a 6 out of 10 for both categories. I know it can be tough making those personal decisions because he's your friend, but remember, the world comes first, and that's why I gave you the score you got. So you get a 21 out of 30, the same as correct, but I still believe that Roku is better than correct just because, he actually meant all well, but, personal feelings got aside, so that's why I put him over. The main character of the original Last Airbender series, Avatar Aang, was an air avatar from the Southern Air Temple. Now, Aang embraced his culture deeply and learned the way of the air nomads. And this would become his greatest weakness, however, as we'll see in a second. Aang's bending skills took a while to get there. He was a beast at airbending and everything, but it just took him a while to get the hang of both earthbending and firebending. But once he mastered all of them, he was pretty good. So we'll give him an 8.5 out of 10 for that. Now, unfortunately, the world was far from peace during his time as Avatar. However, it's not really his fault because, Avatar Roku didn't kill Sozin when he had the chance, which led to the war. Not only that, but he was able to end the 100-year war at the age of 12. So, cut him some slack. Ending the war, 100-year war, at 12 years old, I don't care who you are. That's impressive. And also, there was Yakone, who came out later and tried to do some stuff, but Aang dealt with him by taking away his bending. So, since he was able to restore balance after, 100 years of imbalance, you gotta give him a 9. Now, he did struggle with coming to terms with his job as an Avatar, and that's like the whole reason he was frozen for 100 years in the first place. Now, he also struggled with the realization that he had to kill the Fire Lord in order to end the war. Now, Aang was able to defeat the Fire Lord without killing, but he was still kind of stubborn when it came to, putting his personal feelings aside. So we'll give him an 8.5 out of 10, which means Aang gets a total of 26 out of 30. Not bad. For Avatar, not bad. Better than Roku and correct, but still below Yang Chen and Kiyoshi. But let's see. Final Avatar can basically be all of them. Finally, we have Avatar Korra from the Southern Warrior Tribe. Now, it goes without saying that Korra was a beast at bending. Well, except for airbending, which she struggled with, but she got better as the seasons went on. Her water and firebending were exceptionally well, so I think we gotta give her a 9 out of 10 for that. Now, there were many conflicts during Korra's time as an Avatar, as she faced many enemies who threatened the peace of the world, so it was never a time in the series where there was indeed true peace. Now, I mean, between Amon's anti-bending rebellion to the civil war that was in season 2, there was a lot of chaos, and she was able to resolve these conflicts, but it was still a handful, so gotta give her a 7 out of 10 because of all of this. Now, Korra wanted to do her job as the Avatar, and she basically embraced it. Even though it got a little bit overwhelming at times, she still really embraced her role, and she really wanted to be the best Avatar she could be. And she understood that being the Avatar came first above all else. Didn't make it easy for her, but she understood that that was a role she had to play. So I think the best grade to give her here is an 8.5 out of 10. So Korra gets a 24.5 out of 30. So she's not the best, but hey, she's the middle of the road. Not bad. So now that we got a chance to look at all the avatars, which one is the best? Now, I have to say it's Avatar Kiyoshi. She got the highest score, and she really was a fantastic Avatar. An amazing bender, and someone who did what they had to do to keep the world in balance, almost no hesitation. She deserved this top spot. Now, all the other avatars are still amazing avatars, no doubt about it, and they all had their own strengths, and obviously they all struggled. Not saying Kiyoshi didn't struggle either, because she did. So don't get the wrong idea here. I just wanted to see who was the best using this grading system, and I'm pretty happy with the results. You guys let me know who you think is the best avatar in the comments down below, and don't forget to subscribe to the anime tree for more content like this. I'll see you guys in our next video.